Top 10 Electric Car. Electric cars are still considered as a relatively new concept, but they've actually been around since the 19th century. Buyers fell out of love with them in favor of petrol and diesel cars, though, and the term electric vehicle brought only images of golf buggies and milk floats to mind. An increasing number of electric cars enter the market every year, leading to more and more new car buyers swapping a petrol or diesel car for one powered by a battery pack. They range in size, too, with electric power now available in mainstream superminus to family-sized SUVs and performance saloons. You can buy several small electric models such as the Vauxhall Corsa, Peugeot 208. This video is according to the Information of Car Buyer website. Let's discuss about Top 10 Electric Car. Kia Niro EV. The original Kia e-Niro was one of the most compelling EVs you could buy. Now in its second generation, Kia's small electric SUV improves on the old model in almost every aspect. The newly renamed Kia Niro EV appears to be an amalgamation of everything the Korean brand has learned in the last few years. On the outside, the Niro takes much of its funky design cues from the larger Kia Sportage, while on the inside, drivers are greeted by the same space-age dashboard tech as seen in the more expensive Kia EV6. The original Kia e-Niro was one of the most compelling EVs you could buy. Now in its second generation, Kia's small electric SUV improves on the old model in almost every aspect. The newly renamed Kia Niro EV appears to be an amalgamation of everything the Korean brand has learned in the last few years. On the outside, the Niro takes much of its funky design cues from the larger Kia Sportage, while on the inside, drivers are greeted by the same space-age dashboard tech as seen in the more expensive Kia EV6. Nissan Ariya SUV. The Nissan range over the past few years can be somewhat described as a sea of mediocrity. This changes with the Ariya, however, as Nissan's first electric car since the Leaf is, in fact, one of the most well-rounded electric SUVs on sale. Similar in size to the iconic Qashqai crossover, the Ariya feels a lot more premium than other models in the Japanese brand's lineup. With the sheer quantity of sumptuous materials, tech and ambient lighting, you could easily be convinced that you just stepped foot in something much more expensive. All Ariya models come with a high level of standard equipment such as a dual 12.3-inch infotainment system setup, dual-zone climate control, a 360-degree camera system and a powered boot lid. The entry-level 63 kWh battery should offer enough range for most buyers with around 250 miles on offer. However, you can also specify a larger 87 kWh battery for a range of 310 miles if you plan to travel longer distances frequently. BMW i4 Hatchback. The BMW i4 offers all of the luxury and performance one expects of a sports saloon in a zero-emissions package. The top-of-the-range i4 M50 is the first electric car to be tinkered with by BMW's M division and provides sports car-like thrills while remaining practical, thanks to 4 doors and a hatchback tailgate. The i4 retains the striking styling of its petrol and diesel-powered cousin, the 4 Series, with the large kidney grille on the nose. However, on the i4, the grille is blocked off and the would-be exhaust pipes are replaced by trim pieces to improve airflow and efficiency. The i4 has a maximum range of 367 miles but expect to pay handsomely for it, since this BMW is far from the most affordable electric car around. Kia EV6 Hatchback. The Kia EV6 is one of the most futuristic-looking cars on sale due to its sweeping rear light bar and minimalist interior. The car's seats are made out of recycled materials and the trim feels suitably expensive, matching the car's £40,000 plus price tag. The EV6's hatchback tailgate makes loading and unloading easy, plus rear-wheel drive cars even benefit from a decent-sized frunk. This sits where the engine would be in a combustion engine car and offers more storage. The entry-level model can do up to 323 miles on a single charge, while the more powerful four-wheel drive version with more than 300 brake horsepower has a range of 314 miles. An even faster, performance model is on the way with 577 brake horsepower. However, all versions of the EV6 are capable of up to 350 kilowatts charging, so no matter what power output you opt for, you won't be waiting around too long if you can find one of the most powerful chargers. Volkswagen ID.4 SUV. Volkswagen succeeded with its first full step into the EV market with the ID.3, and the ID.4 offers that car's great performance and design in a larger and more fashionable SUV package. All models come as standard with features such as heated front seats, dual-zone climate control and satin AV. An optional panoramic sunroof and two-tone white interior keep the cabin feeling modern and spacious. Volkswagen introduced a sporty GTX version of the ID.4 and, while it can't keep up with the likes of the Tesla Model Y performance, it does have 298 brake horsepower from its two electric motors to get from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. If range is more important to you, the Pro Performance spec offers 322 miles, while the entry-level Pure's 211 miles should be fine for everyday use around town. Volkswagen ID.3 Hatchback. If there's a brand that reassures buyers they're in safe hands during their transition to electric motoring, it's VW. The ID.3 replaces the e-Golf, and VW says its new car is as important as the Beetle and Golf. It plans to sell 100,000 annually by the end of 2022, and the ID.3 is the springboard for a whole range of electric Volkswagen ID branded models. The ID.3 looks like a futuristic Volkswagen Golf, but it's been laid out to offer a similar amount of interior space to a Volkswagen Passat. Range varies from 205 to 342 miles, depending on the battery size you spec, and the ID.3 feels quick enough to keep pace with a Golf GDI. Inside, material quality seems to have been compromised and some controls might not be where you'd expect them to be, but it's certainly a futuristic design. We think the ID.3 will prove popular, especially with buyers who can't quite stretch to the Tesla Model 3. Tesla Model 3 Saloon. While the Tesla Model S and Tesla Model X paved the way for long-range, stylish electric cars, the Model 3 aims to provide this in a more mainstream package. Although it's more expensive than initially expected, its £40,000 starting price makes it a strong rival to conventional powered models. With a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of just 3.2 seconds in performance guise and a maximum range of around 360 miles in long-range spec, it's a completely different proposition to its rivals like the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4 and Jaguar XE. There are still some questions about supply, build quality, and reliability, but the performance, technology and luxurious interior will be enough to sway many customers. At the moment, the Model 3 is on its own in terms of pricing. It's more expensive than most of the electric cars on this list, but it undercuts the Jaguar, Audi e-tron and Tesla's other models. Cupra-born hatchback. If the Volkswagen ID.3 is the electric equivalent of the Golf, you can think of the Cupra-born as the EV version of the Seat Leon. However, unlike the Seat, the Cupra manages to surpass its German rival in nearly every aspect. For starters, the Born looks much more exciting than the ID.3, however, some may find the copper-colored accents a bit garish. It also trumps the VW in terms of interior design and quality, despite costing less. The Cupra Born shares the majority of its parts with the VW ID.3, however it is primarily set up for sportiness. There are two powertrain setups to choose from, although the entry-level model should be enough for most buyers. This provides a punchy 201 brake horsepower and a range of around 250 miles. With a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of around 7 seconds in the even more potent 228 brake horsepower e-Boost model, the Cupra Born is arguably the first ever mass-market electric hot hatch. Škoda Enyaq iV SUV. The Škoda Enyaq iV is, on paper, a cut-price alternative to the Volkswagen ID.4 SUV. However, it's far from inferior, offering more practicality and better value for money than the VW. However, in entry-level form, the Škoda has more power and a superior range of over 250 miles compared with the VW's range of around 213 miles. Škoda has packed the Enyaq iV with plenty of its innovative features, such as an umbrella in the door. For the eco-conscious, the interior can be made from recycled plastic bottles or leather that was tanned using olives from sustainable trees. Pair that with plenty of boot capacity and interior space, and this is an impressive electric SUV built for everyday life. For those that want a more stylish SUV, Škoda has announced the new Enyaq Coupe iV, which features a rakish roofline with similar practicality. Hyundai Ioniq 5 hatchback. Hyundai's history with pure electric cars goes all the way back to 1991 with an electric version of the Sonata Saloon. It's obvious the company has used its 30 years of experience when it comes to the Ioniq 5, it's one of the best EVs on sale today. A striking mix between retro and futuristic, this new electric Hyundai won't fail to stand out in the supermarket car park. With a maximum range of around 300 miles and a capability for super-fast 350 kilowatts charging, the Ioniq 5 is quick to disperse any niggling range anxiety. Even entry-level models carry a respectable range of around 238 miles, as well as plenty of tech and interior space for passengers. Also, like other Hyundais, the Ioniq 5 comes with a 5-year, unlimited mile warranty for peace of mind. The Ioniq 5 truly sets an electric car benchmark. My favorites car is at number 5. What is your favorite car? Tells us in comments.